In case you haven't seen it, Bitcoin has been going up the past couple of days in terms of price. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about why Bitcoin is going to continue to go up for the rest of the year, and why XRP is going to follow it, and why it could match its 2017-2018 bull run as being one of the most profitable tokens to hold. Hey everyone, my name is Randy, and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. On this channel, I am covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news and investment markets, personal finance, things like that. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you click the subscribe button, and also make sure you click that bell notification icon so YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And so if you're new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, tells YouTube to share this video with new and other audiences. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. I just recently passed 50,000 subscribers on the Late Night Grind channel, so once again, a big thank you. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and check out the community tab on my channel. I put out polls there very frequently to ask your thoughts on the crypto space, and I get thousands of responses on each one, so if you want to go and see what a lot of the YouTubers are thinking about, go ahead and check that out. Alright guys, well let's jump into this. So unless you've been under a rock for about the past 2 or 3 days, you've seen that Bitcoin and the crypto space as a whole has really been climbing. Bitcoin's been climbing in price. It's now up to about 33,500. It's set to have a resistance at about 34,000. My own personal prediction was that it was going to hit 32, maybe 33, and then retrace back down to 30,000 before continuing on in its wave format upward and onward for the rest of the year. Now, a large part of this prediction is some of the technical analysts that I watch on a daily basis. Some of them really subscribe to the stock to flow model, and Plan B, who was the one credited with essentially putting a Bitcoin on the stock to flow model, which is an old model from the stock market days, basically using the halving events of Bitcoin to show that the scarcity of Bitcoin is going to become a major factor in the price of Bitcoin in the future. And so far, the stock to flow model has been absolutely spot on, even though it's at the lower end of the Bollinger Bands in terms of it not being a viable model. It's still within the model. And if you look at the Wyckoff distribution model, it is actually fitting that to a T. That's actually the most accurate one since Bitcoin was at its top of about 64,000. And so what that is showing right now is that right about now is the inflection point, and now could be the turning point for Bitcoin in the crypto space to take that run upward for the rest of the year. Now, I've been following a few other people, and I subscribe to the one that this market cycle is an elongated market cycle. The waves, especially the blow-off top waves, if you look at some of the other market cycles, they take a little bit longer, and especially this one is taking a lot longer than normal. So I, for one, really don't think this market cycle is going to end until January or February of 2022. And so I'm going to get to some predictions in this video specifically for XRP, because I've been covering the Ripple case versus the SEC, and of course, diving into the XRP community head first. I've really learned a lot, and I've seen a lot of technical analysts that have been taking XRP on, including BitBoy Crypto is one of the biggest influencers who basically did a 180 while now being bullish on XRP, and he's not the only one. Okay, so let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, and then we're gonna make that comparison to XRP. But honestly, it has a lot of factors going for it in the future for the rest of the year. Number one, there is now less Bitcoin on exchanges than there has been in 2021. This typically signals that a lot of people are not selling. When there are people that are not selling or not in a hurry to sell, it typically means that there are going to be more buyers fighting for that Bitcoin. Generally means prices go up. And even when that happens just a little bit, FOMO starts to kick in, and the rest of the retail market that they sold Bitcoin at 30, 35, or maybe 40, even 50,000 earlier in the spring, they're going to be FOMO buying back in big time. And we also have to look at what governments are doing and what institutional buyers are now doing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin ETFs have now been approved in multiple countries, including Canada, and just like what Grayscale did last year in helping to influence the price of Bitcoin, other ETFs in other countries are set to do something similar this year. Now, the United States is not helping out with that. There's actually multiple ETF filings that the United States SEC has yet to approve. They haven't even looked at them yet, and right now they're not feeling a big urgency to do so. But if they do, even if one of them gets approved, that is going to mean big time price movements upward. And of course, you have those on the inside of the SEC right now, such as Hester Pierce, who is otherwise known as Crypto Mom, has been pushing for crypto regulation for some time. And she basically threw the SEC under the bus and said, now is the time to get a Bitcoin ETF on the board. We're lacking behind other countries. It's time to do it now. Okay, so let's jump over to XRP for now. Now, I think XRP is going to be one of the most profitable coins to hold for the remainder of the year. And here's why. Number one, so if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you see I've been covering the SEC versus Ripple case basically for the last several months, and especially now it's starting to ramp up, and it's really starting to look like the SEC is kind of painting itself into a corner, and it doesn't look like they're going to win the case. Everything is looking very good for Ripple right now. That could all change, but as of right now, Ripple definitely has the advantage. So without the SEC case essentially holding the buying pressure down by keeping exchanges from listing or making exchanges afraid to list XRP, without that pressure there, XRP is going to go back on exchanges, and it might be the only coin to actually get that Coinbase effect twice. And what the Coinbase effect is, meaning when something gets listed on Coinbase, it typically has a little bit of a bump. If XRP goes back onto Coinbase, it will most likely have a little bit of a bump just from that. But it will most likely go on all the rest of the exchanges around the world once the SEC case is cleared up. Now, I also took a look at some analysts that have been going over XRP price, mainly with the Elliott wave theory, which is basically a trading theory that a lot of day traders and short-term traders use to predict what the price of a stock or a crypto is going to do. And there's actually a couple analysts that I watched that have been putting this wave theory to XRP, and it's been matching to a T, where this year, when the price went up to nearly $2, that actually wasn't the high end of this Elliott wave theory. It was actually only on wave number 3 rather than wave number 5. On the Elliott wave theory, wave number 5 is typically the high wave before it comes crashing back down. Well, from what these analysts are now saying, XRP is probably only on the third point of the third wave, and that the biggest waves are yet to come. Now, I may not have gotten exactly right on that because I'm not a chart analyst, but I do watch many of them on a daily basis. But nonetheless, there are several that are extremely bullish on XRP. And like I said, bigger influencers like BitBoy Crypto, who's got over 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, has been extremely bullish on XRP, especially in the last month or so. Now, he says a lot of it has to do with inside sources and who's backing it and what kind of money's going into it and what they're doing and why. But regardless of all that, he is very bullish on XRP because he thinks the price is going to go up. Okay, so what do these predictions look like? Well, BitBoy Crypto has been saying for the last month or so, he thinks XRP could be at $35 by the end of the year, or the end of this market cycle. Now, one of the others who I've been watching describe XRP with this Elliott wave theory, comparing it to the 2017-2018 run when it was the most profitable crypto, saying this year it's actually matching it. It's actually matching it to a T, following that Elliott wave theory, and that by the end of this Bitcoin bull run, or this crypto bull run, at the end of this market cycle, his prediction was an XRP at $28. That's a 45x from where it is right now. So if you're a holder, that's going to be some very good news for you. And if you're trying to get more XRP and you don't know where to get it because you live in the United States, there's only a couple of exchanges where you can actually get access to buy it. I know one of them is Uphold, and if you live in the United States, you've been buying it from elsewhere, leave it in the comment section below so that other people who might want to be interested in buying can actually do that. If you live outside of the United States, there's plenty of exchanges where you can go and buy it that it's not delisted as it is here in the United States. So these are some really big factors that are now starting to come into play. And so if you want some daily news updates on everything that's happening with the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as the crypto market in general, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Like I said earlier, we just passed 50,000 subscribers not too long ago, so I would love to have you, if you are a new viewer, be a subscriber as well. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Again, that really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.